Hello, welcome to Quick Take, and I'm Cole Sutton, and today we're going to talk about some NBA, NHL, and some MLB. First off, the NBA Playoffs are starting up this Sunday, and we had a lot of good matchups in the Eastern and Western Conference. We'll start off with the Eastern Conference. First off, the Miami Heat versus the Charlotte Bobcats. Obviously a 2-7 seed matchup. Not going to be a big deal for Miami. I feel like if they don't sweep, it'll be a 5-game series because, Miami has a lot of big name talent. They have 3 All-Stars. Charlotte doesn't really have. They're just lucky to be in the playoffs. Next off, Indiana versus Atlanta. The Pacers, the number 1 seed in the East versus the 8th seed Atlanta Hawks. The Indiana Pacers will kill you inside with their post presence. It's just one of their trademarks. They play tough, and I don't think Atlanta's going to be able to handle it. We have the 3 versus 6 seed, Toronto versus Brooklyn. The Toronto Raptors versus the Brooklyn Nets. This is going to be a tough one. Brooklyn 5-5 their last 10 games. Toronto, one of the teams I don't really follow. I haven't watched them a lot. I don't think that they're going to be a big name in the playoffs. I think that Brooklyn easily takes this series 6 games. Last but not least, in the East, the Washington Wizards versus the Chicago Bulls. I think the Chicago Bulls without Derrick Rose are a good team. I think the Washington Wizards led by John Wall are also a good team. I think it's going to be at least a 6 or 7 game series, but in the end I think Chicago will take that one. Now we move on to the Western Conference playoff games. The San Antonio Spurs versus the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks would have played Oklahoma City, but last night against Memphis they lost in overtime. So that moved them down to the 8th seed in the playoffs, the last available seed. San Antonio, with that 19-game win streak this year, they're on a run. They're experienced. They know what they need to do to get the job done, and I think they easily beat Dallas. Oklahoma City versus the Memphis Grizzlies. The Thunder, led by Kevin Durant. He won his 4th straight NBA scoring title. He's most likely going to be the MVP. Him and Russell Westbrook playing together, I don't think Memphis' post presence with Randolph and Gasol, they'll be good. They'll threaten them down low. I say it goes 5-6 games. I think Oklahoma City will win that with no problem. The Los Angeles Clippers versus the Golden State Warriors. Obviously, the Golden State Warriors, with their 3-point shooting, can score from anywhere on the court. They lost Andrew Bogut to a broken rib. He's out indefinitely. I think the Clippers, they have a lot of talent. Blake Griffin, Chris Paul, they have a lot of people that will cause problems. I think it's going to go to 7 games. It's going to be one of my favorite series to watch, and I think the Clippers easily win. Last game in all conferences, Houston versus Portland. Portland, one of the better teams in the league than what they should have been. I think Damian Lillard from the small school college, he really shines in the NBA. I think him and LaMarcus Aldridge against Dwight Howard and James Harden will be an intriguing matchup, but I think Howard and Harden take care of business in 5 games. And my predictions for the NBA Finals, I think it's going to be the Miami Heat and the San Antonio Spurs. Again, I think it's going to be a repeat of last year. I think it's going to be the same type of series. It's going to go to 7 games. It's going to have to be a tight game throughout, but I think Miami wins their 3rd straight championship. And now we go on to hockey. The NHL, the St. Louis Blues play the Chicago Blackhawks in the first round of the playoffs. The Blues have battled injuries all year. Backus, Oshie, they're all have the injury bug right now. They don't really know if they're going to be 100% for the playoffs. And with those injuries, could the Blues win the Stanley Cup? I think if the Blues play well, Ryan Miller and Brian Elliott in goal play their best performances with the Ryan Miller trade, they said St. Louis could win the Stanley Cup. And I think that they definitely can if they play well. But Chicago's a good team. They're going to have to get by them first. On to some local baseball. The St. Louis Cardinals, relatively good start. Not hot, not cold. 9-6 on the year. They've had really no injuries. They activated Mark Ellis off the DL. Joe Kelly, last night against the Brewers in that 5-1 loss, pulled in the 5th inning after injuring his hamstring. There's been no notice on whether he's out or if he's okay. And we hope that Joe Kelly, one of the young pitchers for the Cardinals, comes back soon. All right, that's it for Quick Take. I'm Cole Sutton.